Greetings one and all, and welcome to another Dark Rider movie analysis. I am the Nightmare Rider, Major Mind, reminding you, as always, that even a cheeseburger can be deconstructed to its original source. Folks, today the film I am reviewing marks the end of an era. The Wind Rises is the final feature-length film directed by legendary Hayao Miyazaki. This man has given us amazing stories through Studio Ghibli, including Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, and one of my personal favourite films, Princess Mononoke. For this final outing on the big screen, Miyazaki has delivered us a story that is considerably more sombre and less fantastical in nature than many of the more famous films. The Wind Rises is a historical drama, similar to Grave with the Fireflies, about the life of Jiro Horikoshi, an aeronautical engineer who designed the Japanese fighter plane, the Mitsubishi AM-5, and its successor, the AM-60. Since this is more of a character-focused film, everything during wartime Japan is very much shown from the point of view of Jiro himself. We see him grow from being a solitary child, daydreaming about his childhood hero, Giovanni Battista Caporoni, to his fulfillment of the dream to become an aeronautical engineer, bringing his genius aircraft designs to life. For the vast majority of the film, Jiro is a very straightforward and unemotional man. He has almost single-minded passion for aeronautical engineering, quietly taking in all the issues with current Japanese aircraft design, using the knowledge to fuel his passion further and design something better. This does not mean that he's a completely shallow character, however. Jiro is a pacifist by nature, so he does not get involved in matters of war. He is someone who has a tremendous amount of compassion for everyone around him, with the design of his aircraft being his primary way of expressing it. Because of this, he never turns into a mouthpiece to present a particular viewpoint on wartime Japan. Jiro never desires to see his aircraft used as a weapon of war. He simply does not have any other opportunity to achieve his ultimate dream. Any fantastical elements in this film are relegated to dream sequences, which are all reflected on the core of Jiro's character. Most of these feelings are represented through Caporoni, who he meets in person within his dreams, displaying how much aircraft are simply tools. They can be used for destruction, but they can also be used to bring great joy to people, which is what keeps Jiro moving forward with his passion. This film isn't necessarily an anti-war film like Grave of the Fireflies was, nor is it a film celebrating the man who built killing machines. The war is nothing more than a backdrop. We are never told or made to feel a particular way about the war. We are simply given an honest answer as to what wartime Japan was like through various secondary characters, the state of the nation, and how Jiro fits into this as one piece in the overall puzzle. Jiro is very level-headed, being completely honest about when Japan's lack of resources mean that it would be very difficult to make his plane designs plausible. When he does meet his love interest, Naoko, it is developed into a well-rounded romance that further emphasises how Jiro's compassionate nature is at odds with the war. Naoko recognises this as she sees Jiro's full passion and dedication to designing aircraft as something pure, completely separate from any matters of war. Combine this with the heroism that saved her and her mother from a massive post-earthquake fire years before, Naoko is willing to do everything she can to push through her terminal tuberculosis in order to be by his side when he works on his projects. The whole film avoids many of the common cliches of in-business adversaries, but this does present one of the few flaws of the film. There is very little conflict to drive the story forward. While this film didn't need an antagonist per se, there is almost nothing that significantly challenges Jiro enough to give him her defined character arc for the vast majority of the film. With the film being almost 2 hours long, it spreads what little conflict there is very finely, repeating much of the same information to fill out the very slow-paced running time, making any difficulties Jiro is presented with feel very insignificant as a whole. A lot of the scenes in this film could have either been trimmed down or cut out entirely, removing the repetitious fluff while presenting all the key moments in Jiro's life. Still, what really holds this film together is its musical score. A lot of this film has no background music at all, but when the orchestral score is played, it is placed just perfectly. It always emphasises the most emotional and dramatic scenes, especially during the dream sequences where the full whimsy of Jiro's passion can be expressed. There is even plenty of ambient sound involved, all of which adds to the drama scenes like the earthquake, giving us a very surreal edge to how the characters view it. Overall, The Wind Rises is a film that I honestly respect more than I enjoy, but by the gods do I respect this film a hell of a lot. It is exceptionally honest about Japan's position in the war, gives us lovable protagonists presented with their actions speaking louder than words, as well as really helping us feel just as much passion for aeronautical engineering as Jiro does through his whole life. I give The Wind Rises a final score of a straight A. Until the next review, this is the Nightmare Rider, Major Mind, riding out.